Yosemite. 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 Such a beautiful USA national park to enjoy. That is until the government shuts down and you're told to get out immediately. We'd only arrived the night before and already we had to leave. All the national parks in the US have closed, and the whole next week we were going to be traveling around the US, visiting the Grand Canyon, Arches National Park, and a whole variety of national parks, Death Valley. So at the moment we're really disappointed, and we've got to revise our plans. We're not really sure what we're going to do instead, but we're going to have to figure it out. We hit the road, heading towards the exit, but we saw lots of tourists taking their time to leave, so we decided to stop and look at a few sites too, while we pondered what to do. We'd planned to drive to our next house-sitting assignment in Colorado over 10 days, seeing as many national parks as we could. But these plans have now been ruined. I'm sure neither the Democrats nor the Republicans want to lose money generated from tourism, yet this is what is happening. I feel sorry for the Americans who only have 2 weeks a year to enjoy their vacation, and now they can't visit the national parks like they've planned. Or the international tourists who've flown to the USA for this week. We talked to some German visitors who'd done just that.
Well, normally we want to do something to do in the Yosemite Park today, but all is shut down. So we must look for little things, or the shuttle bus or something else, to have a little sightseeing for today.
All the trails in Yosemite had been closed, so we could no longer hike in the park. News crews swooped in to interview disgruntled tourists who'd also planned a day of hiking.
So even though Yosemite's actually shut for the day, most of the rangers are still around, even though they're not getting paid, and they're telling people what they can do. The roads are all still open, and people are stopping and having a look at all the sites like we are. But eventually we're going to have to leave the park and maybe even never be able to get back in until the government comes back, which is, I don't know, kind of annoying. There's lots of tourists in the park still walking around, still looking at everything, but everyone's kind of like, well, what do we do? What happens next?
For now, we've been staying in campsites along the highways, hiking in state parks, which remain open. But all our plans for Arches National Park, the Grand Canyon and Death Valley have been put on hold until the government is back up and running. It's been disappointing, not just for us, but for the thousands of tourists who plan to visit the national parks. Who knows just how long the government shutdown will last? We only hope Americans get affordable healthcare as a result.